Alright, partners, we are back. We got some more Fate content, and we have the Datamines here for the Fate Spanner. Now, some very interesting developments actually happened here regarding the Hall of Forms, so we might as well just hop right in and take a look at this. So these are going to be our units for the next round of Hall of Forms, and as you can see here, we have a very interesting surprise. Alfred is going to be in the Hall of Forms. Not only that, but it's engage themed, which we kind of figured. We could tell by the schedule that they took a little bit of a gap, which was weird after the, what was it, after the Three Houses one, so it was kind of obvious that it was going to be engaged, but, like, at the same time, it might not have been, like, some people were on the fence, but it is, in fact, engaged. So we have female Alear, we've got Alfred, we have Saline, and then we have base Chloe. What's interesting about this, of course, is that Alfred is a rearmed hero. So, what does this mean? If you Forma soul your copy of Alfred here, and then you merge yours into him, what's going to happen? Actually, something very awful is going to happen, so we have additional information here. Rearmed hero Formas cannot be used as fodder, and in fact, they could actually screw you over too, because if you fodder a copy of Alfred, and then you merge your own Alfred into the Forma soul Alfred, you will no longer be able to use him for fodder as a rearmed hero. He's just going to be permanently uninheritable forever after that point. Once he's got that blue border, that's like the red ring of death. Or in this case, the blue border of death. So, under no circumstances should anybody Forma soul this Alfred. The fact that they even put him in here is a complete insult to the player base. Like, this is just going to hinder people. So, please, spread the word to everybody. Nobody and their mama should ever Forma soul this guy, or in the future, any rearmed hero for that matter. As we see here, we can read Limit Break Warning, Diablos for Idle. That sounds a little bit more dramatic than it needs to sound, but Forma units cannot be used as a source for skill inheritance, which is going to completely defeat the purpose of rearmed heroes. So once again, I reiterate, do not grab that Forma Alfred. He is a complete detriment. Now, on the other hand, we have these other units here. We have Alear, we've got Saline, and then we have Chloe. I guess knock yourself out with them. Alear still has some pretty good speed capabilities, but we have moved out of the speed meta. Right now, it's just the melt meta, the res meta, and the non-pierceable damage reduction meta. So if you're not doing one of those three things, then pretty much you don't have a place right now. So God Swords are not looking too great. Saline is really just cancel control fodder. She has the support heal, but there are so many other units that have support heal and then do other better things as well. And then Chloe is just like a flying lance type unit. You could actually give her some good stuff like Soaring Echo and Rain Snap and things like that. You can make her into a nice like mobility beacon, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of any of these units here, and the fact that there's a really, really bad Forma is not good. Okay, next up we have the customization support pack to take a look at. So you're going to be able to spend $9, $8.99 US for 22 orbs and 2 more of the summoner backgrounds that you can use for your characters. So here we can take a look at them. It looks like it's Fates themed, and this one, I believe this is this one is the S-rank summoner support background here. So this one is going to be like a cherry blossom background with some pagodas there. All right, pretty cool. And then this is just the regular one where it's daytime instead of nighttime, I guess. That's really the only difference. And these lanterns are lit. Yeah, it's okay. It's not one of my favorite ones. My favorite one is still the Halloween one. But, I mean, if you like that one, then knock yourself out. Go ahead and get it. Okay, next up, let's go ahead and take a look at the stats for the brand new units. And we also have their artwork and all that stuff. Datamines are still coming in. I started this video pretty early, so Candice is going to be our Grand Hero Battle, and she has a colorless bow, and she's infantry type. I don't know if she has a perf weapon yet. We're going to find that out as we go along, but why don't we just start things off with the stats for these brand new heroes. Okay, and we'll start with Azura first, since she's going to be the attuned hero. All right, first stat line, we have here 38 HP. We got 45 attack, 46 speed, 18 defense, and then 28 res. And that gives her a 175 BST overall, which is pretty low for a melee cav, but then you factor in that she is a dancer, and then it makes a little bit of sense. I don't know why, but dancers get a decreased BST. Okay, so for Boons and Banes, what do we got here? We have minus HP. We have nothing on attack. We have plus speed. Okay. All right, yeah, that makes sense. Typically, Azura units have plus speed. All right, then we have nothing on defense, and then we have a Bane on res. Oh, okay, that kind of sucks. But I guess it doesn't even matter. Like, 28 res, you're not really doing much with that in the first place. The real purpose of this Azura is the fact that she gives a lot of support as a dancer. At the start of turn, she's giving attack and speed up 6, null follow-up, and null panic to allies in 2 spaces, which is really good. I mean, just having a dancer exist and granting all that support is nice. The null follow-up is really good right now because they've been omitting null follow-up from a lot of base kits that units are coming with. So they're expecting that people are going to be outsourcing null follow-up, and Azura being able to do that is really great. Also, her dance effect is giving +1 movement, which is awesome, as well as incited to all allies that are within, I think it's 3 spaces they get incited after she dances on the ally. So incited is a really nice effect to be getting. It's giving you a lot of stats, and then on top of that, she gives the +1 movement to everybody except for ranged calves now. So your melee calves are going to be able to move 4 spots and just cause even more havoc to the foes. So I think she's a fantastic dancer. She's also got some good access to fodder skills as an attuned hero. Like being a dancer type, she can get, what can you give her? Like Firestorm Dance, Rock Slide Dance. Maybe we'll get more exclusive dance skills in the future. You can also give her like melee skills such as like prime skills and so on. You could give her Gambit as well. So there's definitely a lot of good fodder skills you can give to this Azura. So I think she's a solid unit. I just don't think anyone on this banner is really a must pull. Okay, next up. Oh, wait. Before we even move on, let's take a look at the artwork. Let's appreciate the artwork here. So, of course, Attuned Azura is wearing Corrin's clothing here. I've never played Fates. I say this like in every other video. I've never played Fates. But if anyone remembers a time in Fates where Azura dressed up as Corrin, let me know in the comment section, because I think it's an interesting touch here. Or maybe this is just like fan fiction, Fae fan fiction, because Attuned Nino was wearing Jafar's clothes and that never happened. So I'm guessing maybe this could just be like a what-if scenario. All right, so there we go for Azura's artwork. Well, let's get back to where we were. Okay, so Mozu is up next. Everybody's favorite baby from Fates there. Okay, so Mozu's stat line we have here 40 HP. We've got 44 attack. We got 46 speed, 41 defense, and then 27 res. That gives her a BST of 198, which is actually exceptionally high right now for an infantry melee type. They gave her the increased BST as a trainee type, so that definitely bodes well for her scoring capabilities. She's good. She actually scores higher than Vigard and company because she has a perf weapon unlike them, and then she also is in the 200 bin. So pretty nice scoring from Mozu. Now, as far as Boons and Banes are concerned, we have here minus HP, which is always there. We got plus attack from her, which is nice. All right, anything else? We got plus speed as well. Okay. All right, looks like minus defense, I believe. I think that's minus defense and then nothing on res. So minus HP, minus defense, but then plus attack and plus speed. All right, yeah, that's perfectly fine for Mozu. Now, she's going to play up a role as being an infantry godlance, and she's giving a little bit of support as well. She's giving special acceleration and also, I think it was defense and res up 6 to allies that are within 3 spaces of her. So, pretty nice effect there. The problem is, I can't really see what they were going for with her, even though she's got the nice support abilities. She just seems like a watered-down attuned Sheeta to me. Like, if we're talking about infantry godlances, Attuned Sheeta is really the one that stands out right now. And there's nothing that Mozu is doing that really puts her on a higher pedestal than that Sheeta, in my opinion. So, a little unfortunate there, but, I mean, it is what it is. Seems like every banner doesn't need to be busted beyond belief. So it's just a nice little chance for us to recuperate some orbs. And as far as fodder is concerned, Mozu has attack and speed Bulwark, which is something that a lot of people have been waiting on. So that's going to be a nice skill fodder inherit for your other units. And hilariously enough, they gave her bonus doubler 4, which has been already power crept by distant bonus doubler. Another point in favor towards Attuned Sheeta over this unit. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to Yukimura up next. Now, this guy, I have no idea who either of these two units are. I have never played Fates, once again, I reiterate, so I've never seen them. I've never even seen, like, artwork of them before. So I'm guessing they didn't leave a lasting impression, if that's the case. But Yukimura, like, just looking at their artworks and, like, their concepts and things like that, I actually like Yukimura here. Because if you've played other games, I'm sure you've heard the name Yukimura before. It's a reference to Sanada Yukimura, who is part of the Sanada 10 Braves. Very old literature in Japan, so do your research if you don't know who that is. But yeah, he shows up in a lot of games, Sanada Yukimura. And this guy is a puppeteer class, so kind of reminiscent of Kankuro from Naruto as well, which is pretty cool. So I do like this guy. I wish that he was a lot better. I think he's actually pretty good. I don't think they really could have made him much better, but I mean, for what he is, I think he's pretty solid. So let's take a look at his stat line now. All right, we got 40 HP, we got 46 attack, we have 16 speed, 33 defense, and then 45 res, and that gives him a 180 BST overall. And then for Boons and Banes, we got minus HP. We have plus attack, which is very good. That's what he wants, really, is just getting plus attack. All right, nothing on speed, and then looks like minus defense there. Is that minus defense? Actually, I don't know if that's minus. That might not be. Yeah, it's not minus defense. My bad, guys. And then for res, he's got nothing. So it's just plus attack for him. His res stat is pretty good at 45. Conveniently enough, he doesn't have a C-slot passive, but it seems like they've played him up in a way where obviously you're going to want to give him a gold border ploy skill. Probably attack and defense ploy, I would say. Attack and defense ploy 3, which doesn't exist yet, but whenever it does, would be a nice skill to toss Yukimura's way. He's also giving support drive damage reduction cut by 30% to allies that are fighting in 7 columns and 7 rows centered on him. So really wide radius of effect there. Also, he gives them, I think it's attack, defense, and res up 4, or is it up 5? I can't remember. But he's doing all of that, and then he's got his own damage reduction cut. He cuts enemy DR by 50% when he attacks them, which is a pretty good effect for a cavalry type, being that he can't get, like, tempo 4 or physical no follow-up or stuff like that. So you're setting him up really nicely to just run Poison Strike, or not Poison Strike, but Assassin Strike. And then you give him, like, Flared Sparrow or Flared Mirror in the A slot, and then this guy can be doing a lot of damage, especially when he's got a ploy gold border skill. He can also run lethality for some nice DPS, and really what you want to do with him is just like pre-charge a special, such as lethality, and then have him clap cheeks, while also giving some support to the allies. So he's pretty cool. I think he's actually my favorite character on the banner. Well, obviously Azura's better, but I mean, he's pretty interesting. Okay, next up we have Hayato, who is going to be the demote hero. So let's see if this guy is going to be a worthwhile investment as a merge project. He's another red unit, though. We've been getting a lot of red demotes lately, which is kind of annoying. But he's got 39 HP. We got 43 attack. We have 45 speed, 24 defense, and then 31 res. And that gives Hayato a 182 BST overall. So there we go with that. And then for Boons and Banes, we have... surprise, surprise, minus HP. Why does everyone have minus HP? Like, is there a reason for that? All right, we have plus attack, though, which is nice. All right, speed. I believe that's plus speed also, which, again, is pretty nice. All right, nothing on defense, and then minus res. Okay. I wish his res was a little bit better, honestly. They could have dumped some of his defense to give him a little bit more res, but I guess it doesn't really matter that much. So, inheritable red tomes, we have that really nice one from the Valentine Selena. The one that has all the melt damage on it. So, like, red tomes right now are in a pretty good spot because they have access to that weapon. Or you could just go old school and run like Arcane Eclipse, but I think actually Selena's Tome is the way to go right now for your red tomes. So he could be a decent investment, I guess. His stat line is okay. It's not like terrible or anything. And he does have access to good skills as well, being infantry and also tomes. So you could give him like Flare, you give him Occult Strike, you could give him just a whole bunch of really nice skills. So he's okay. I just wish he wasn't red again. But then him not being red would mean he wouldn't get that really awesome Melt Tome, so that would suck too. Oh, and by the way, we didn't even look at the artwork for Mozu and all those other guys, so why don't we do that right now? So here we go with Mozu. Now, I've always wondered why Midori got added to the game without Mozu, because I feel like they're in the same like group of category. Alright, so there we go with Mozu. I also wanted to show this too. This is the Cypher artwork that I remember from Mozu, because she just looks like a Sailor Moon character here, which I thought was pretty fun. Okay, and then we have Yukimura's art, which is pretty awesome. He's also mounted on this puppet that he's got there. And I've heard people say that he is a special class in Fates as well. He's a, what is it, a mechanics class or like a puppeteer class or something. And he actually fights with the puppet, which I think is pretty baller. So again, some more love being thrown to Yukimura here. Pretty cool guy. At least I think so. Alright, then we have Hayato's artwork. This one, not so much. I'm not really a big fan of this artwork, but I mean, it is what it is. He looks like he's one of Orochi's friends there with all of his like charms that he's got there. Yeah, that is very reminiscent of what Orochi was doing on her artwork. I do like the effect, though. The color pop there is really nice. This is a good artwork. And then here is the injured one from Hayato. Okay, so there we go with him. And then finally, we have the thick mama herself. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to Candice up next. Now, I do know Candice. I've seen some artwork of her before, and she reminds me a lot of Cooking Mama, which is a very strange reference to make. Has anyone even played Cooking Mama? It's like this old Nintendo DS game. I doubt anyone's even heard of it, but yeah, that's kind of who she reminds me of a little bit. So here we go from Candice. These are her stats. Okay, we got... Oh, I didn't even get to write them down here because I recorded this video a little bit early. Okay, so 38 on HP. We got 45 on attack. 36 speed. We got 25 defense and then 44 res. Lots and lots of res. That's what we like to see. And then tons of attack. Speed is okay, but probably not good enough to really go anywhere with that. And then 25 defense could be better, but it is what it is. So what does that give her BST? Let's see here. All right, 38, 45, 36. And then 25 and then 44. Okay, so 188 is pretty good, except unfortunately there's this guy named Cyril who had that beat from quite some time ago. Alright, and then as far as Boons and Banes, we have minus HP on her. Banes don't really matter for GHPs because you can never get a Bane on them. But we do have plus attack, which is pretty favorable. Alright, looks like nothing on speed, I don't think. Bane on defense, and then... Ooh, a boon on res would have been nice, but she doesn't have it. So it's only plus attack for Candice, which I guess that's fine. Now, what's really going to determine whether or not she's useful is going to be if her weapon is a perf weapon and if it's good. We're going to take a look at that in just a sec, but let's appreciate the artwork here. Really nice to be getting some different body types for the females. Alright, so there, her weapon does look like a perf weapon to me, so would be nice if she actually gets one. And then there is the special attack there. And finally, we got the injured artwork from Candice. Okay, so let's go ahead and refresh here, see if we've got the stuff. Okay, Candice's weapon, we have it there. Oh, that sucks. It's inheritable because it has the plus sign. Ooh. Okay, that is a little bit unfortunate. All right, but let's go ahead and take a look at the skill inheritance and the restrictions here. All right, so we got Attack and Speed Ideal 3 at 4-star for Hayato, which I guess that's a little bit of an upgrade from Muriel, who has it at 5-star. So at least you don't have to use as many feathers, but they really could have given this guy something better. All right, then we have Wind Sweep at 5-star. Wind Sweep is pretty nice to get in the demote pool, so I'm not going to complain about that. Maybe when we get Wind Sweep 4 and like Water Sweep 4, they're going to be pretty badass. So that could be nice. Okay, so Candice's weapon, Lucrative Bow. 12 might, 2 range, effective against flying. At the start of the turn, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants null follow-up and null panic to unit for 1 turn. Start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants attack and speed up X to unit during combat, where X is the number of bonuses and penalty effects active on unit and foe. Basically, this just sounds like the White Wind Bow from the Wind Tribe Catria, which was a good weapon, right? So, like, this is at least on par with... It's about equal with the Arcane Dark Bow from... What's his face? From Alcris, right? So, like, this weapon, I would say, is about as good as that weapon. So, you can certainly cook with this a little bit. I don't think Candice is necessarily going to have the good enough speed to make proper use of this weapon, but she does have a lot of attack and a lot of res, so there are some things you can do with her. All right, then she's got Chilling Wind, Glacies at 4-star. Sorcery... Oh, Sorcery Blade is pretty nice. You can use that to pick up Attack Speed Hex Blade if you need to. So that's going to be at 4-star, also pretty nice. And then we have Defense Ploy at 5-star. Again, pretty nice, because I would say you want to give her, like, either Speed and Defense Ploy 3 or Attack and Defense Ploy 3. So, nice that we just get the prerequisite out of the box there. All right, then Mercy Wing Echo, of course, there's no restrictions, because Wings of Mercy has no restrictions. So, yeah, it seems like that is pretty much everything there is to cover with this data mine. We could go into spoilers and take a look at the story stuff, but, I mean, that we're about to find out in a couple of... How long? In, like, 2 hours, basically. So, I think I can save myself being spoiled until then. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below about all of the things that we saw here concerning the new units, and also this giant screw-up that they did with Hall of Forms. I still am in shock that they really put a rearmed hero in here that's only going to screw people over if they merge into him. So please do not be that guy and form a Soul and Alfred and then merge your Alfred into him. Please don't do that. This is your boy Tacho signing out. Hopefully you guys have been warned, and I will catch you guys again on the flip side.